Running. We all run for something in this life. Running to the dream, a family, security, wealth, respect. Yet in the midst of all the chasing in this seemingly endless game of tag we call for our dream, we catch ourselves running from, rather than what we think is towards. Running from a problem, trauma, guilt, regret, fear. They say love is blind. What happens when that love isn't a person? What happens when you don't take a step back to look at the flaws and characteristics of something you love? What happens when you run? What happens when you are so obsessed with this one thing that everything in your surrounding fades? What happens when you love something so hard just for it to not show anything back? What happens when you run so fast and so far you forget where you're at? What happens when you run? Running across the street without looking is a dangerous way to live a life. What happens when that luck runs out? What happens when you're running so far and so long, you cross the street only to... What happens when you run? It's okay to stop and look both ways. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to walk. It's okay not to be okay. What happens when you run is you lose yourself. You run past all those things that has made you who you are today, whether it is acknowledged or not. All those tears, fights, the cold nights, the embarrassment, the rejection. Why do I run? Until you can figure that out. Until you can go through these pains. Those cars will keep coming no matter how fast you think you can run. No matter how much you love. No matter how much you try and forget. If you don't stop, if you don't give yourself a break, you'll ask, why did I ever run? Now people will go and say, never look back. Always look forward. You can't drive if you are looking in the rearview mirror. Yet, until you look back and acknowledge that thing, that monster, that shadow behind you, and come to terms with what may haunt you, then, and only then, is it okay to run.